This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com.
Now, welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz. It's 9/18/23, show 526. We're off to a weak start this week, Nick.
Yeah, we are right now. The markets have come back a little bit, and they were down earlier. So we're watching the volume pretty closely today, Kerry. The volume is really, really light. I guess that's to be expected a little bit as we go into this FOMC announcement on Wednesday. So we'll see what we get. But, yeah, we had a very weak Friday with options expiration. The markets got really hammered to the downside, even though it wasn't a big down week overall. It was a down session. And today, really, the market's struggling to get any kind of footing at this point in time.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have to see. But regional banks are looking weak, huh?
Yeah, the regional banks are something that I'm watching very, very closely. They've come off the lows here a little bit. Still down about 1.25% on the KRE, which is the Regional Bank ETF. But this is one area that everybody has to watch very, very closely. Obviously, we know that's where the markets reversed higher in March on the back of some bank failures, and we've had a pretty good rally from there as the central banks pump money into the system. But what I would say is watch this key level right around the $41 area for KRE. That level's got to hold. If that fails to hold up, this could be in some serious trouble. Right now, it's sitting at around 42.80, but I keep an eye on that $41 level. That's going to be a very, very important number when it is tested. Right now, that level is held so far. We haven't gotten down there. But again, that would open the gateway for a double bottom low, which was right around the $35 area. So this is going to be important. If this KRE starts to weaken further, it's definitely writing on the wall that these markets are in some trouble.
All right. I guess we're going to find out soon enough. The auto workers strike is still going strong.
Yes, we got an auto worker strike going on there. Either way, with the strike or no strike, I don't like Ford or GM here. I think Ford ultimately goes down to around $9, which could be a very good buying opportunity. I have GM going down to around 27, maybe 26.50. That also could be a good opportunity to buy the shares. But right now, I wouldn't touch either name at this stage of the game.
Okay. And gold is looking kind of flat this morning.
Yeah, when you look at gold, it had a really good day on Friday. So you have to give it that. It has come back a little bit off the lows of the session, now in positive territory, trading up around 0.2%. So gold has firmed up a little bit, had a good close on Friday. Today, it's acting pretty decent. So we'll see where it goes. Either way, I think it's range bound from here. If you're looking at gold futures, the upside of the range that I'm looking at least right now, is just a little higher. And the downside is the double bottom from the month of August. So basically 1910, 1913 on the low, and on the upside, probably around 1979, excuse me.
All right. And we're seeing the dollar kind of, more or less behaving the same.
Dollar's just floundering here. It's not going down. And everybody keeps thinking the dollar is breaking. The dollar has had an incredible run from the middle of July. I mean, I didn't even think that we would see this kind of a move. And the dollar is soaring here. If you're looking at the December contract, now sitting just under 105. Today, it is down a touch. So that could be helping gold out a little bit. But, I think gold has held up very, very well, even with the strong dollar recently.
All right. Hey, crude is up to $92 on the spot.
Yeah, I'm showing 91.50 as we speak, and crude is just continuing to just surge higher. It just doesn't stop, it seems. Right now, that's going to be, problematic at some point. You're going to see a lot of companies that, need to use crude, airlines in particular. They've been very, very weak as of late, and there are a lot of other companies, obviously. But crude is just plowing ahead and going higher. So right now, I think it's very overbought personally. I would not be a buyer up here, but that's how commodities work. They always overshoot. They always get a little bit more extended, and we'll see what comes from it. But a lot of people are talking about $100 crude right now. I'm not sure I see that. I think we're due for a pullback, but we'll see what we get as we get into the latter part of this week.
Right. And at the same time, the discount for nat gas just does nothing but goes up.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Today we have, though, nat gas started out weak, but it's up 2% now. So we'll see what nat gas does. But I love nat gas long term here. The pattern is firming up every day, and it hasn't broken out. It's got a little bit to do, a little work to the upside to break out. But nat gas, if people don't realize, it's starting to make higher lows, and it's been creeping higher. So, I own it, full disclosure. But I love the setup for nat gas to go higher here.
All right. And finally, our good old kleptocurrency, Bitcoin. So it's up today by a few percent here, huh?
Yeah, Bitcoin is catching a bid today, and the all-important crypto of the world, I guess, is going to save the day, up nearly 3%. So good move today. Last week it was hit quite a bit. Just on, I guess, that we have a weekly chart bearish pattern. Then it catches a bid. So it doesn't seem to want to go down yet, but I would keep an eye on the weekly chart because that's where the problems are. Right now, you got a bearish pattern forming. I don't think Bitcoin breaks down this week, but, the weeks ahead, I do think it is vulnerable.
Okay. So, it's interesting because let's not forget it's a couple of weeks ago, it was over 30,000.
Yes. A couple of weeks ago, it was over 30,000. And everybody loved it there. And again, you had a nice bullish pattern to go higher at that point in time. But that weekly chart pattern has broken. And now you get these upticks. And I also want to just alert everybody that the commercial money is very short Bitcoin at this stage of the game, too.
All right. And, generally, you never lose money following the commercials, right?
No, the commercials, they're always early to the party, but they're ultimately going to be right. Now, they could switch and, go the other way and cover their shorts or something like that. So there's always that possibility. But the commercial money, hey, they're the money center banks. They're ultimately always going to be right. They never really lose.
Yep. It's all a big club, and you and I aren't in it, Nick.
That's what George told us.
All right. Well, that is it for today. We'll be back on Wednesday. Make sure you go to Nick's site, inthemoneystocks.com. See his extensive trading history, how he's beaten the markets for decades. While you're there, check out the Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz. Emails welcome, KL@kerrylutz.com. We got a number of questions that have been pending in the queue. We'll get to that hopefully this week sometime, Nick. We'll see you Wednesday.
Sounds good, Kerry.